and welcome to your Humber News Update. I'm Rebecca Hamill, coming to you from our newsroom here at Humber College North Campus. Toronto police have laid charges against former CBC radio host Jian Ghomeshi. Ghomeshi is facing 4 counts of sexual assault and 1 charge of choking. He was arrested earlier today after surrendering himself to police. The investigation into Ghomeshi started after 3 women filed complaints, alleging he had been physically violent without their consent. The CBC fired him October 26. Ghomeshi will be appearing in court this afternoon. The charges come a day after he dropped his $55 million lawsuit against the public broadcaster. Tensions are still high in Ferguson, Missouri as protesters continue to face off with police. They're angry over the decision to not charge white officer Darren Wilson with the fatal shooting of the black teenager Michael Brown. The National Guard and local officers lined the streets late last night into the nearly early morning hours, barricading businesses to prevent more looting and rioting. The past 2 days after the grand jury's decision have been filed with both peaceful and violent protests. St. Louis Police Chief John Belmar says the reaction to the decision was more extreme than they had anticipated.
I don't think Captain Johnson or myself or any commander here really envisioned how bad last night was. I think that was a scale that fortunately is seldom seen here in this country.
Local business continued to rebuild in the aftermath of the decision. We'll have more on this story on our 2 o'clock newscast. Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, scuffles have erupted after police arrested 2 leaders of the pro-democracy protests and started cracking down on their largest camps. Thousands of police were ordered to clear a protest site that has frozen a major commercial road for 2 months. They begin tearing down tents, forcing protesters off the street. The pro-democracy campaign has shaken up central Hong Kong since September. In the world of sports, the Vancouver Canucks pay tribute to late Pat Quinn. Lionel Messi breaks the all-time scoring record in the Champions League, and the Buffalo Bills Stadium is ready to go for this Sunday's matchup against Cleveland after being pounded by last week's snowstorm. Turning to weather, temperatures are going to reach a high of 4 degrees and this afternoon a low of -3 later this evening. Here at home, Humber grads return to college to provide some inspiration for this year's graduating class. We'll have details coming up at our news at 2 o'clock. But for now, we leave you with this. Even though the holiday season is just over 4 weeks away, these Chicago shoppers are getting an early start. While mall traffic is definitely dreaded by many, some shoppers are feeling pretty optimistic.
I think this year is actually a little bit better. With the economy turning around, I think everyone's comfortable spending a little bit more.
If you're looking to get ahead without busting the bank, keep an eye on this week's Black Friday sales. That's your 12 o'clock update. We'll be back with more Humber News at 2.